Now, so far we have found that this J plus is increasing the eigenvalue of Jz by 1 unit, and we have also found that the eigenvalue C plus when J plus is operating on lambda m. Equation 30 gives me the value of C plus. There is a restriction on lambda and m values. Lambda must be greater than or equal to m square, because lambda is the only positive quantity here. It is minus m square and this is minus m. And if lambda is greater than equal to m square, then lambda must be greater than, if lambda is greater than m square, then lambda must be greater than m, which makes this quantity positive. But if lambda is less than m square, we'll get a negative value here, and C plus will be imaginary, which is not feasible. So we have a restriction on the lambda values. Lambda must be greater or equal to m square. Now today we are going to find out the restriction on the operation of J plus operator. We have seen that J plus is such an operator which increases m value by 1 unit. But can I increase these m values indefinitely according to my wish, or should I stop somewhere? Is there any particular state with some maximum m value for which operation of J plus will give me 0, which means I will not be able to operate J plus further, which means I cannot increase these eigenvalues indefinitely. Today we will be finding that. Now let me assign the m value m max, which is equal to j, for which I will get 0 when I operate J plus on that particular state. This means that we cannot increase m value further. So if I look into equation 32, I easily obtain that C max is always equal to 0, because C max is the value of C plus for M max. Now C plus is this much, and for M max equal to J, C plus will be equal to 0. So putting M equal to M max, which means M equal to J, and making this quantity equal to 0, I got a value of lambda in terms of the total angular momentum eigenvalue J. Now this J is actually summation of orbital angular momentum L and the spin value S. For example, if we are in S orbital, which means L equal to 0, that is orbital angular momentum equal to 0, because S orbital is spherical, which means angular momentum L equal to 0. But if one electron stays here and that is having a value S equal to plus half h cross, this will give me total angular momentum value J equal to 0 plus half h cross, which means I will have J equal to half h cross. We'll be considering this later in detail. Now consider the operation of J minus on this lambda m states. The treatment is exactly the same what we found in J plus. So now I am going to evaluate this, as j minus contain jx and jy, and j square commutes with both jx and jy. So we can write this j square operating on lambda m will give me lambda h cross square. Lambda is the eigenvalue, h cross square, that is a constant. This whole thing is the eigenvalue of j square. So this is a scalar quantity, so I can take on the left hand side. So this gives me lambda h cross square j minus lambda m, which means that the eigenvalue equation for Jz with the eigenstate j minus lambda m will look like equation 34. Here we have used the commutation relation of Jz j minus, which was equation 18, and using equation 18 you will find equation 18 in my previous videos. So using equation 18, let me show you once. This is my equation 18, which is the commutation relation of j minus and jz. So in place of jz j minus, I have obtained this. Operation of jz on lambda m will give me mh cross. This is like that. I mean, this thing would be unaltered. So now I am getting equation 34, which tells me that because of the presence of this j minus, the eigenvalue of jz, which is m, decreases by 1. So the new eigenvalue of jz will be m minus 1 h cross, which means this j minus decreases the eigenvalue by 1 unit. So just I have treated j plus. Now I would like to find out the eigenvalue for this j minus operator. This j minus operating on lambda m gives me the eigenvalue c minus, and as m is decreased by 1 unit, so my new eigenstate is lambda m minus 1. Now we need to find out c minus. So this is my eigenvalue equation for c minus. I have to make a dual conjugation of this. If I make dual conjugation of this bra state will be ket1, and this j minus will be j plus, because j minus dagger will be j plus, and as conventionally these are complex numbers, so c minus is written as c minus star. But for physically measurable quantities, this eigenvalue or any eigenvalue have to be a real number. Now I am multiplying these two things. So this c minus mod square, and I am getting right hand side, which is the scalar product or the inner product of lambda m minus states. These are normalized, these states are normalized, so I am getting 1 for this product. So right hand side I have c minus mod square only. So left hand side is this one, which gives me the c minus mod square equal to lambda minus m square plus m h cross square, because jz operating on m will give me m h cross. Jz square operating on m will give me m square h cross square, and j square operating on lambda m will give me lambda h cross square. So I am getting c minus equal to root over of lambda minus m square plus m into h cross, which is equation 35. So this is my eigenvalue equation for j minus. This is the eigenvalue, and the state is lambda m minus 1 now. So here is a very important conclusion, that operation of j minus and j plus will alter the m values only, but not the lambda values. that is the projection of the momentum operator, projection of the momentum vectors is altered, not the momentum itself. So here we need to satisfy this condition, which means I must have a minimum value for this m. I take this minimum value for m as j dash, such that this j minus operating on that particular state will give me 0, just as I have done here in case of j plus. The treatment is the same. So for that particular minimum m value, which is j minus, I will get this. And if I put j prime in c minus values, I will get this equation, because now my c minus is lambda minus j prime square plus j prime, because this is the minimum value for m. When I reach an eigenstate with this minimum value of m, which is j prime, I cannot decrease the eigenvalue further. I cannot make the eigenvalues lower than m equal to j prime. And this condition gives me lambda equal to j prime into, this is j prime minus 1. So here I have got equation 36, which is the lambda value, and this m minimum is telling me the restriction about the fact that I cannot decrease m values by successive operation of j minus indefinitely. I need to stop somewhere. Now lambda equal to j prime into j prime minus 1, equation 36. Lambda is also equal to j into j plus 1, equation 33. So equating these two values, I am getting these values for j prime. I am getting two roots for j prime, while j prime equal to minus j and j prime equal to j plus 1. Now j prime equal to minus j is not feasible, because this is angular momentum value which cannot be negative. So j prime equal to j plus 1 should be taken, and this is my equation 37. And if I put j prime equal to j plus 1, let me show you. Lambda is equal to j prime into j prime minus 1, which was my equation 36. And if I put j prime equal to, if I put this condition, j prime equal to j plus 1, I'm putting this j prime equal to j plus 1, which gives me lambda equal to j into j plus 1. So I am getting lambda equal to j into j minus, j into j plus 1. So for a particular value of lambda, m can take different values, and let me show what are the values. For a particular value of j, m can take values from minus j to plus j in steps of 1. That means if j equal to 2, then m will be minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. Maximum value of m is plus j, minimum value is minus j. M is just the projection of this total angular momentum j. Now if I want to find out the difference between the maximum m value and the minimum m value, which is evidently twice j. And now twice j is obviously some integer, because j will be 0, half, 1, 3 half, etc. And if I make twice j, then twice j is of course integer, which means these j's are quantized. I mean, j's are already quantized, and this 2j is integer. J cannot take values between 0 and half. It will be either 0 or half. It will be either half or 1. No value is allowed between plus half and 1. These values are discrete. These are not continuous. It is not like between half and 1 j will have innumerous number of values. Like in the classical case, when we study the Maxwell's velocity distribution law, so when we study this Gaussian plot, this asymmetric Gaussian plot, y-axis we have the probability, and x-axis we have v. So all these v's are continuous, which means between a certain range there will be innumerous number of values of velocities which the particles could have. But this is quantum mechanics, so these values are quantized. That is velocity, and this is angular momentum. That is different, but the thing is that we will have only discrete values of j, and of course discrete values of m. Now here we make a change of notation, as I have already obtained this lambda equal to j into j plus 1. So specifying now the eigenstates with these quantum numbers j and m instead of lambda m. So these are my new eigenvalue equations for j square and jz. Previously we have written this as lambda m, here it was lambda m, but now I am writing this as j because j and lambda are related with this equation. And these states are of course normalized so that we could have this relation where m lies between plus j to minus j. Now I am giving some examples of how we generate eigenstates with these eigenvalues. Suppose first let me take the values j equal to 0. So m will be 0 because the formula is for a particular value of j, m will take values from minus j to plus j. So there will be 2j plus 1 total values for m. Now as j equal to 0 here, so we will get only one values of m. So the state will be, eigenstate will be j equal to 0, m equal to 0. But for j equal to half, if I make 2j plus 1, which means I will get 2 m values, which means I get 2 eigenstates. One is half half, plus half, other is plus half and minus half, because j equal to plus half here, so m will be plus half and minus half. There must be a difference of 1 between these two values, and this is plus half minus minus half, which means plus 1, so this is okay. Now if j is equal to plus 1, m will be plus 1, 0 and minus 1, because these successive m values will have a difference of plus 1. So if I make a 2j plus 1, so I will have 2 into 1 plus 1, which means 3 eigenstates, which means 3 values of m. So eigenstates for this configuration where j equal to 1 and m equal to plus minus 1 and 0, these are my eigenstates. For example, if j equal to 3/2, I will get 2j plus 1, which is, if we put j equal to 3/2 here, we get 4 states, that is 4 m values, which means 4 eigenstates. So my 4 eigenstates will be then 3/2 plus 3/2 plus 3/2, 3/2 plus half, and the other 2 states will be plus 3/2 minus 3/2 and plus 3/2 minus half, which I have not specified here.